In this video, we're going to be discussing multiplying polynomials. So there are a variety of different types of problems we're going to do. The first one we're going to do is multiplying a monomial times a polynomial. So remembering that a monomial is one term and a polynomial is more than one term. So to do this, we are going to use the distributive property. And we need to remember that when we multiply, we add our exponents. So if I'm doing like x squared times x to the fifth, I get x to the seventh. So let's look at example 1, which says to simplify 3x squared times 5x squared minus 2x plus 3. So we want to distribute. So 3x squared times 5x squared is going to give me 15x to the fourth. 3x squared times negative 2x is going to give me negative 6x to the third. And 3x squared times 3 is going to get me 9x squared. Now when I multiply, I want to always check for like terms to see if I can combine any of these. I can't, so that's my answer. Next up, we're going to talk about a polynomial times a polynomial. So this could be problems where I have two terms in one set of parentheses, three terms in another. Could be four terms in one, three in another. It doesn't really matter how many terms are in each set of parentheses. You can use the same method. We actually have two methods to choose from. So we can either use the double distributive property, or we can use the box method. I'm going to show you an example of each one so we can see how those work. So let's start with example 2. Here I've got two binomials, 4x plus 5 and 3x minus 9. For this one, I'm going to use the double distributive. So first off, let's say this is the method we're using, double distributive. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take 4x and I'm going to distribute it. So 4x times 3x is 12x squared. 4x times negative 9 is minus 36x. Now I'm going to distribute my 5. 5 times 3x is going to be 15x. And 5 times negative 9 is minus 45. Now the reason I made my work look like this is I just put my like terms stacked vertically. So now if I combine my like terms, 12x squared does not have a like term. Negative 36 plus 15 is negative 21x. And negative 45 doesn't have a like term. So this is my final answer, 12x squared minus 21x minus 45. And that's using double distributive property. For example 3, on this one, we're going to use the box method. So I'm going to go ahead and make myself a box. Okay, I'm making it longer than it is tall. I'm going to put my first polynomial, this 2x minus 4, going down the side. So 2x and negative 4. I'm going to put my second polynomial up top. So I've got 8x squared minus 5x and plus 1. So all I'm doing is I'm separating each one of my terms by a line here. And now I'm going to do my multiplying. 8x squared times 2x is 16x cubed. 8x squared times negative 4 is negative 32x squared. Negative 5x times negative 2 is negative 10x squared. Negative 5x times negative 4 is positive 20x. 1 times 2x is 2x. And 1 times negative 4 is negative 4. Now, one of the nice things about the box method is that if you're going to have like terms, they will be on the diagonals. So 16x cubed does not have a like term. 32x squared, or negative 32x squared and negative 10x squared, those are like terms. That makes negative 42x squared. 20x and 2x, combine those and I get 22x, and -4 does not have a like term. Now that I combine my like terms, I'm done, and I have my answer. So double distributive property or box method, either one works well. It's up to you which one you'd like to use. All right, so for our final example here, I've got a trinomial times a trinomial. And one thing you'll notice is I've got two variables here. I've got x and I've got y. So we're going to solve this. I personally am going to use double distributive property. So I'm going to start by distributing out this 3x squared. So 3x squared times x cubed is 3x to the fifth. 3x squared times negative xy is negative 3x squared y. 3x squared times 9y squared is 27x squared y squared. Same thing with 4xy. I guess this is triple distributive property. 4xy times xy cubed is going to be 4x to the fourth y. 4xy times negative xy is going to be negative 4x squared y squared. 4xy times 9y squared is going to be 36x y cubed. And then our last one, negative y squared times x cubed is negative x cubed y squared. Negative y squared times negative xy is negative x y cubed. And negative y squared times 9y squared is negative 9y to the fourth. Okay, so like terms are going to be kind of a lot in this problem. So I'm going to start here with my 3x to the fifth. There's nothing else that has x to the fifth, so that's going to just stay 3x to the fifth. I'm going to cross it out so I don't use it again. I'm going to count down from my x power. So next up I'm going to do x to the fourth. I don't have anything else with x to the fourth, so that's going to be plus 4 x to the fourth y. Get rid of that. Next up, I'm going to look at x cubed problems. So here I've got negative x cubed y squared. And I don't have any other x cubed y squareds. So that's just going to be by itself minus x cubed y squared. All right, let's see. I've got negative 3x squared y. I don't have any other x squared y's. That's going to be negative 3, okay, x squared y. And then I've got x squared y squared here, and I've got x squared y squared here. So negative 4 plus 27 is plus 23 x squared y squared. Okay, and then I've got negative xy cubed and 3xy cubed, so that's plus 2xy cubed. And then finally I've got my minus 9y to the fourth. So this problem didn't have a lot of like terms, and this is a pretty complicated problem. But you can see from here, the general process is just to distribute everything from one of your polynomials to everything of the other one of your polynomials, and then just combine your like terms. So I'm going to leave you with this try it problem. You need to simplify this expression. We've got a binomial times a 4-term polynomial. So give that a try and see how you do.